Martí, an excellent result on Friday night against Derby County. You used the opportunity to give your players 3 days rest. Is that on the back of a good result, or was that always part of the plan with the 8-day break?
Yeah, actually it was push. The players were asking for more days off. The reality is that it was planned already. It has been a quite intense period over the last, I would say, couple of months, and it was already planned to give them, because it's very unusual that we play on Friday. But then, we got this opportunity still to prepare this game against Portsmouth with the amount of days that we think it's needed. So I think it was good for them mentally, and especially after such a good performance, good game. It's always better to spend some days off with a good feeling.
How big a part of it is juggling that time off with the relentless nature of the fixtures, using the opportunity to do so while also maintaining that level of fitness that's needed?
Yeah, I think in that sense I'm quite stubborn, and I know that players, the thing that they appreciate the most usually is days off. But believe it or not, I'm one that I'm very steady, in the sense that I think that until you don't arrive to the last third of the season, I think that you need to keep working. And sometimes, I know that players will appreciate from a mental point of view as well a little more of rest. But I'm a big believer into arriving to the last third with a really good feeling, in the sense that the whole team knows how to play. The whole team has a good base foundation in terms of training, and then it's in the last hour where usually physically it's more demanding and mentally as well. So that is the window when perhaps we can allow them to have a little bit more rest in a calendar that it's always extremely challenging as it is in Championship.
You talk about them having that feeling going into the last third of the season. That's where we are. Do you feel they have that feeling?
I think that they are enjoying at the moment, and that's a very positive thing for me. That despite, I look back the last weeks, I would say since Christmas, the way they are training, the way I see the team, the mood inside the dressing room, the changing room is positive, and I see how good they come along. So that's a very positive thing in my experience as a manager, when you feel that the group is enjoying to compete together, which is a big thing. To know that they are there for each other when it's a bad moment or a difficult moment during a game. And the way they have been bouncing back after a bad performance or a bad result give me confidence that it's not going to be easy, but that we're in a good moment on how we approach the next games.
Bearing in mind last season's challenges, if at the start of this season you were offered 13th place after 33 matches, would you have been satisfied with that? I'm not asking if you'd be happy, but would you have been satisfied with that?
Yeah, I think you made the point. I will be only happy if you tell me that we will be at top of the table. That's the way I feel it must be. Said that, I think that we need to be realistic as well, and the club target was very clear. We wanted to make sure that we were not in troubles or not suffering as much as we did last season. And for me, perhaps the main target is to make sure that we improve what we did last season. We picked 56 points at the end, which is a decent amount. Now we got 44 with 13 games left. For me, the main thing at the moment is to make sure that we keep competing game by game. And obviously, we know that 50 points usually means that you are safe in this league. It's a quite achievable amount of points at where we are. But the reality is that we need to still win these 2 games or these 6 points. From there, let's try to improve what we did last season, which was 56 points. And I'm challenging the players. Let's do it as soon as possible. So it's not going to be easy to do it in the next 5 games, in the next 6 games, but the target is there. And I think that the best approach, the best way to achieve those points is to make sure that we just focus on what's next. And what's next is Portsmouth, that it's going to be a difficult game.
Talking about Portsmouth, what have you made of their season, the first one back in the Championship, obviously after promotion in the summer, and on the back of back-to-back wins?
I think that both teams will learn how quick it can change since our last meeting here at home. They have been definitely improving, not only because they made, I think, some good smart signings during the last winter, but as well, I think they start to perhaps have a even more clear identity. It's not easy for a team that did that well in League One, then suddenly to play Championship, and perhaps the start was not the one that they wanted. But I think that now it's very clear where they are strong, in which areas they are very strong, and actually, especially at home, they have been an incredible form. So we need to be ready for a game that it's one of the most challenging that you can play at the moment in Championship.
Unless you're going to tell me differently, you haven't been to Fratton Park before. What research do you do when you're preparing for opposition that perhaps you haven't experienced before?
Yeah, I try to make questions to the players, to as well staff members and people that is around. Andy Sinton, for instance, has played there many times. We got experienced players in our squad that have played there several times. So it's always about learning a little bit what you can expect, not only what we know from them as a team, how they are performing from a tactical point of view, but as well understand what kind of atmosphere, which I understand it's going to be a good challenge for us, because I understand it's a lot of pressure, and actually the atmosphere, the fans are going to push, I'm sure about that. As well, understanding that the pitch is not as big, but I try always to make a bit of research and try to learn if there is something that we can prepare the players for. We try to do it.
And in terms of team news, we know Kadi Dembele and Lucas Anderson been back to full training for a couple of weeks. Are you trying to keep them simmering, or are they ready to go?
They definitely feel that they want to contribute, and that's a very good signal. They have been doing well on training, and I'm sure that they're going to be in contention for the game. So it's a very good news for the team that they are training at the level that they are doing, and they are now in a trend where they can start to help us to get more points.
And just finally, a vociferous home support, a packed out away end again from QPR fans. Are these the matches that you really enjoy?
I'm enjoying all the matches at home, away. I'm enjoying the fact that we get this support always. But I'm expecting, as I said, a big atmosphere on the game, and I'm sure that our supporters will make the part as well.